Right. Now I am live, and now the sound is working, I hope. And now no one's got this bloody link. 1 second, viewers. Let me just share this link out. While we wait for people to join, I'm just sharing this link to some people who said they may well join. Hello. Oh, hello. I've actually got someone watching. Slow demise of the Judgment Day and the return of the original tribal chief. I did have to think when that OTC t-shirt came out, which I will probably be adding to my Roman Reigns collection. What is OTC? And it took me a while. It took me a few minutes. And obviously the excitement, as you can imagine, for those of you that have watched before, people know my fandom of Roman Reigns. So that was a moment, but it was not the only moment from SummerSlam. A great SummerSlam. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. I'm going to share out this link, and then I'm going to get going with the SummerSlam chat. And hopefully some people join. If not, we're just going to have a one on chat about SummerSlam. So my first thought after watching SummerSlam yesterday in Turkey, I'm back now in London, was it's probably the best SummerSlam ever. And I would really like everyone's views on whether it was the best SummerSlam ever. Am I over exaggerating, getting overexcited? But I don't know. I can think of great WrestleManias. I can think of great other events. I can think of great SummerSlams, like from start to finish, like matches. And I know I've seen some criticism saying there's no like 5-star match in it, but I would say they're probably at least all 4-star matches. I mean, let's start with the opener. Liv Morgan defending her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley in probably the best women's storyline in a year, 2 years, I think for a while. And it's got the title, but it probably didn't even need the title. The story of the injury back and forth, the build. It's been a year. I think it was August when Rhea Ripley injured Liv Morgan and actually had to have shoulder surgery, I think it was. And she came back at the Royal Rumble. And I think, 2013. SummerSlam 2013. Daniel Bryan won. Yeah, Daniel Bryan won. That was a good SummerSlam. Is it Daniel Bryan won? It's Brock Lesnar CM Punk won. I can't remember which 2013 was. It was around that time, wasn't it? 2013. I think it was Brock and CM Punk, whichever one that one was a great one. And then it was the thing. Yeah, it was a good SummerSlam. I just think this one was just great. I think there was just so much good storytelling, and some of the storytellings again. So you've got the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan, which is 1 year in the making, 1 year of storytelling, and then you've got other stories that have been 3 or 4 months, other stories that have been a while. I mean, we'll talk about we'll talk about Finn Balor and Damian Priest shortly, but start off with Rhea and that. So kicks off with I was going to call him Hardy, but he's not Hardy. He is Jelly Roll. But it reminded me of that Hardy performance. It actually was a much better. I'll apologize to Jelly Roll now. Jelly Roll opened up with Liar, and again, just to signpost you, if you haven't seen, because they didn't show it on the SummerSlam show, but I watched it the day or the morning of SummerSlam before it started. There's a YouTube video, which is the hype package for Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. And I mean, anyone who watches WWE, hype packages is their speciality. And since I started watching wrestling when I was 9 or 10, the hype packages have been like my, I don't know, they do it as well as anything, any sport or entertainment. When they have a hype package, but that Jelly Roll Song of Liar over the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley story to build up the match. Anyway, they didn't show that, and they just had him performing it in the ring with some weird cutsies to like clips, and I don't think that worked. But it's not the end of the world. Triple H came out to open the show, introduced Jelly Roll. It's quite interesting because obviously I love Triple H, like as a wrestler. The Stone Cold. I mean, that is the Stone Cold and Rock WrestleMania 17, Limp Bizkit, My Way is. I mean, it's an internet meme now, and I mean, it's an internet meme for people who don't even know about wrestling, and people will put that as a that along with the John Cena and the Rock one. But it was just a point before we talk about Liv and Rhea. Triple H opening up all of the big shows. I know Vince obviously is not allowed to be talked about or whatever and thing, but his ego is infamous, as is other things of Vince as well. But he Triple H opening up these big shows, coming out to his theme music, asking everyone, "Are you ready?" I mean, there's quite a lot of ego in there. And I mean, give Triple H his due. He has turned this product around quality-wise, and I think, I mean, this is up there. This last year or so has been up there with the Attitude Era. People will say, "Oh no, you can't compare it with that," and all of that, because it was golden era for some people. But then it depends on your age, depends how long you've watched, it depends on a lot of things. I think the quality of matches, quality of storylines, the level of pay-per-views in a row that have been good. I think of the last one that wasn't that great. Probably, what was the one before Royal Rumble? The one in Saudi, probably even, and that might be because of the Saudi crowd. But anyway, Triple H opens up, Liv, Rhea, year in the making. I thought this was excellent. I haven't read that much because I actually took a break from Twitter for a week while I was on holiday in Turkey. So I haven't read that much, but I saw a few little bits and pieces on the internet when I was looking earlier today. People saying it wasn't that good a match or whatever. I thought it was actually a great match. I thought Liv has improved since her injury, has been excellent. I think I have a affinity towards Liv because the couple of times we met her, me and Talia, and she was so good with Talia. Like, spent 20 minutes, half an hour with her, avoiding other people, which wasn't great maybe for the other fans, but it was great for Talia and a lifelong memory for Talia. But I think she's been excellent, and this storyline was just excellent. WWE is at its best when you can get the drama and the wrestling quality thing, and I think they're both. I mean, we know Rhea Ripley's good, but I think they're both really, really good, and they have. They produced a really good match. I mean, the crucifix drive that Liv did, I've never seen her do that before. The float over DDT reversal out of Riptide, Rhea popping her shoulder in and out, all of that led to the drama at the end. And it was probably very obvious that it was going to happen, but it happened. And the pop was humongous and it was just well done. So I think a super solid opener, a really good opener. Talia is still insistent. It's been a day, and she's still insistent it's her favorite match ever. Great selling. Liv was saying, sing Liv. Okay. Yeah, it's a testament to her improvement. It is absolutely a testament to her improvement. I would absolutely agree with that. I think she's actually improved both. She's improved in the ring. She's improved on the mic. She's obviously got this character now. She's got this heel character, which works really, really well for her. She's got a fan base, and there was some let's go Rhea, let's go Liv. So there's always a good split there as well. So I think great opener. I think the next match is probably on paper, probably the weakest match. I think it was quite a short match. It was pretty much a squash match. I think everyone knew Braun Breaker was going to win. Sammy was going to lose the Intercontinental title. I don't mind it. It was fine. It's nice. Title changes happen at pay-per-views, PLEs. It made Braun look good. Braun again did his top rope Frankensteiner. Breakensteiner, whatever Pat McAfee calls it, is a Frankensteiner. And Scott Steiner was watching in the Legends little thing up at the top. So I think it's solid. Probably the weakest match of the 6-7 matches that were on there, but it did the job. Braun Breaker's Intercontinental Champion. It'll be interesting to see how they book him now. Did they book him a little bit like Goldberg? And he has loads of squash matches and build him up, maybe. We shall see. But definite star in the making in Braun Breaker. Anyway, and Sammy's done his job. And maybe Sammy's got a reunion in the near future with a few of his old friends. Maybe an honorary reunion. Who knows? We can all dream. Next was LA Knight, Logan Paul. A really good match. I mean, Logan Paul. Many people keep telling me Logan Paul's an absolute dickhead. And after a tweet last week about that female boxer, who is a female boxer, the Algerian female boxer, and he is, and obviously interviewing Trump, and it's not great, is he? His drink is quite nice, but it's not great. But he is great in the ring, and that moonsault, I don't know what it's called, moonsault off the top rope to the outside, was excellent. He was good. It was a good match, good ending. I really like that he's going for buckshot lariat, caught by LA Knight. Didn't get the brass knucks finish, thank God. I think that would have been one too many, and that would have gone for the wrong kind of heat, I think, as well. Wouldn't catch CM Punk. I've got some comments coming through. Wouldn't catch CM Punk coming back if there was turd management. A lot of the NXT stars are going. Yeah, that is very true. As much as just Amigo, nothing compared to Vince. So it really do hurt. Yeah, I jest about Triple H. Obviously, I mean, he's got huge. He's the game. The man called himself the game. He's 14-time world champion. He does have a massive ego. But again, when the product is this good, you coming out and opening it, it is not a problem for the big shows. And they'll probably be doing it 2 nights next year, because I suspect, even though they said 2026 SummerSlam will be 2 nights for the first time, I suspect the 2025 SummerSlam next year will be 2 nights. They've got a big enough. There's an interesting discussion. People say that maybe we don't need to have 2 nights of SummerSlam, and we don't done it. I would say, from an international fan, if you're traveling for SummerSlam or you happen to be around in the area, traveling somewhere for 2 nights, i.e. me traveling to America for 2 nights for a event, is better than just traveling for just one. As I will put testament to the last 3 WrestleManias that have been 2 nights. Great outcome from the Liv Morgan match. Dirty D was the most booed man in wrestling, has taken the crowd anywhere to another level. Hardly wrestles. It absolutely is true. This is one thing I did see with my lack of social media, is that I saw someone tweet something that Dirty Dom is the only person who has turned from a heel into a heel and done it brilliantly. So he was, it is genuine heel heat that he's got, and now I can see them becoming like a. Obviously, there'll be an on-screen couple, Liv and Dom, but they will be entertaining. He can keep helping her win a belt, and you know what? In 2024, it's a bit of a turnaround, isn't it? Because we first started, when I first started watching wrestling 30 years ago, it would always be, the other way around. The man's the champion and he's got someone helping him. And, you think of Macho Man with Sensational Sherry helping him and stuff like that. So we've got the turnaround now, but you've got the story and the thing, and you can just imagine the entertainment that they're going to do. So we talked to Logan Paul, LA Knight, right decision, absolutely. LA Knight deserves a belt. He's been over and been getting amazing crowd reactions. He's decent in the ring. He's amazing on the mic. He definitely deserves that belt from Logan Paul. Obviously not the last we've seen of Logan Paul, and it'll be interesting to see how he elevates, because I was thinking earlier, this will be a good one thing. Still over. It'll be interesting to see. So actually, I was male wrestler wise, there are not a lot of top level heels. So now, obviously, the original tribal chief has returned to a massive babyface pop, and is very much still going to be a babyface. So, is going to now be a babyface, and the biggest babyface in the company. Obviously, the second biggest babyface in the company is the WWE champion Cody Rhodes. Damian Priest is now a babyface. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. So you look at Drew, you look at Gunther. I mean, some people will count Solo Sikoa as a top level heel, and I guess for a period of time he potentially will be, and maybe he'll get there. But I mean, there's many that won't. Can they push Logan Paul into that top level heel bit? Is he going to appear enough to push him into that top level heel bit? Zayn doesn't need a belt for his upper. Yeah, exactly. Honorarius, that's what I'm talking about. Logan Paul is a rat. Such a good heel. Exactly. And that's it. Exactly what I'm talking about. Can you elevate Logan Paul now into that top level heel bit? He's definitely got the in-ring skills. He's got the heat. He's got the heel heat as well. He can do it. It's just how much he's going to show up and what else can he do in terms of storyline and so and so, because they do it. They've got. I mean, if you add Jey Uso, so we had Jey Uso, Damien Priest, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. Just off the top of my head, there's 6 top level or getting towards the top level faces in the company. I'm sure I've missed a few as well. So can Dominic take a step up, or is he just going to be too busy with all his women, his actual wife, his mommy, his Liv? So, to be Dominic Mysterio. Next up was Bailey and Nia Jax, or was it CM Punk? Let's just say it was Bailey and Nia Jax. I remember that. I thought this was a good match. I thought it was a really good match. Bit where Bailey picks up. I know she picked her up from the top rope, but Bailey picking up Nia Jax and powerbombing her is not to be dismissed easily. It was a very much I thought it was a good match, and the Tiffy distraction rather than her actually cashing it in now leads to an ongoing storyline. No doubt that Queen Nia Jax has a princess who happens to have a briefcase that can take the belt off her at any time. Does Tiffany Stratton get a babyface turn over the next 6 months and do that? She's very popular. She's amazing. I think she's future of the women's. There's a lot. I mean, in NXT, and you look at the thing. You get Laura Valkyria. They've got a lot of up and coming female talent in WWE, but she's up there for me. She's amazing. Talia loves her because she's a gymnast, and she used to be on the same team as Simone Biles, who Talia also loves. And she's cool. She's that sort of character as well. So Tiffy time and that. I thought it was a good match. I mean, Nia's Queen of the Ring and now WWE Women's Champion. Nia deserves it, I think. It's a very good point. Charlotte has the title in the bag when she comes back, by the way. And this is an ongoing joke, isn't it? Charlotte just has to come back, doesn't even have to have money in the bank, doesn't have to win the Royal Rumble, just has to say challenge for the title. I mean, the funniest one, but actually we all probably wanted it, is when she just literally came back last time from injury, just literally came back on a SmackDown, just challenged Ronda Rousey. And you've got that, and she just wins the belt within, I don't know, it was a big kick or something. I can't remember what it was. It was so, I don't know, but got the belt off Ronda, and then Ronda's never to be champion again. We got to see Ronda again. Who, for the record, Ronda first run, excellent. Her first year in WWE, excellent. Yeah, good point. Triple H China, great to see a role reverse. Dirty Dom, or whatever that Pat Matt called him. I know that piece of Michael Cole. Just say it. I suspect the language is going to continue to get worse as WWE enters the Netflix era. I did see, again, on my re-entry into social media today and looking at Twitter and just seeing some of the reactions to SummerSlam, some of the news on, see what was happening on Raw or SmackDown. I actually just wanted to see if Roman Reigns was going to be on SmackDown this week. And apparently, according to one wrestling Twitter account, Roman Reigns is scheduled to appear on SmackDown this Friday, which certainly makes SmackDown a lot more interesting than it has been in the last few weeks. Would have Solo taken the title for a while? Yeah, that's true. But I suspect we're going to get this thing. So let's go. So Nia wins the title, deserved best run of her career in WWE. Good on the mic and better in the ring and less clumsy. No more injuries from Nia, and she looks like a proper heel in WWE, and she is part of the bloodline. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. Firstly, if you hadn't noticed, all of their outfits, learning Talia's words, all of their wrestling gear that they wore were inspired by Bret Hart, played by CM Punk, Shawn Michaels, the referee, played by Seth Rollins, and Undertaker, played by Drew McIntyre. Look at Drew's entrance and his thing. So all of them had their little tributes with their outfits, and obviously we got that point. Yeah, absolutely. Drew v. Punk pay homage to SummerSlam 97. Absolute. And again, I said this on the preview video before when I was sitting by a pool, which I'm not anymore, about if you haven't seen the main event of SummerSlam '97. I would say it's well worth it. It's three, obviously, absolute legends. Three of the probably top 10: Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Undertaker. Shawn Michaels is the referee, so you get a few spots that you'll see from there, and you just have to remember, if you do watch, the true hatred. I remember watching it as a 16-year-old, something like that. The true hatred that Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart had for each other, and this was obviously before the internet, the proper internet, like internet as it is, and social media. So you didn't see all this stuff, but you knew Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart did not like each other in real life. It wasn't a work or whatever. And so to get Bret Hart spitting at Shawn Michaels taking a swing, Bret Hart ducking the thing, and there was something in the rules that Shawn Michaels had to count or something, or he would get suspended, or I can't remember what it was, but so he had to count. Powerbomb Bailey and Bailey. Yes, Bailey to Bailey as well. Bailey's that is very funny. Yeah. I've seen bits of Triple H's press conference. I will watch it this week. I've seen bits of clips of different people's press conferences from afterwards, but after spending hours watching SummerSlam, I had to spend some time in the pool and enjoy the last full day of a holiday as well. But I will watch some more clips of that after watching Raw tomorrow morning as I work from home. So I thought this was excellent. I saw some minor criticism saying, I mean, I don't know if it was just bitter AEW fans, tribal AEW fans, because obviously they do not like CM Punk. So I thought CM Punk was excellent. I'm very, very pleased. And I was a little worried because obviously he's had the injuries. He's had injured in his last AEW match, or one of his last AEW matches, obviously injured in his first televised appearance, when he Royal Rumble wise. The power of woo. Yes, that is what happens when your dad is the 16-time champion, and you have the biggest name in wrestling. It's the biggest name in wrestling, Flair. I think it probably still is the biggest name, purely name, but not the biggest family. Sure, Cody and the Bloodline would have something to say about that, as well as others. But I thought this was just executed. Again, great story. Again, I saw the criticism was always that Seth was too involved or whatever. But for me, there's clearly some real dislike, or there was, and there is, and they're carrying it and they're keeping it real. But McIntyre, did I hate the press? Yeah, I saw this. I hate the press. I don't mind it. I thought it was good. I thought it played a part of the story of it getting personal. And I get it. People are saying, it's just a bracelet, and it's literally a 50p friendship bracelet that Talia could make in like 5 minutes. I've asked her to make me one with, her, our family on it, but she hasn't bothered. So, but yeah, I get that. I thought it was really well executed. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It means, again, CM Punk can still go. We know Drew can go. Seth can play an excellent referee, and he's just an excellent character all round. They've got so much to go in this. There's a rematch there. There's a triple threat match there. I'm probably guessing that we'll have to wait. Punk versus Seth, night one, maybe main event next WrestleMania. But yeah, exactly. It was a really good thing. Punk in his Hitman pink boots. This was a really good part one. It's part one of, again, it could be part part three of just Punk and Drew, and then you've got Seth in the mix. You've got triple threat in the mix. You could throw a title in the mix at some point, and you've got entertainment. When CM Punk came back to WWE in November, in one of the best returns of all time at Survivor Series, one of the noisiest I've ever been, I don't think anyone thought the most hyped up match of 2024 would be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And they've done a brilliant job. They've kept Punk relevant for his injury. They've kept him involved enough. He has had the best interceptions, WrestleMania, especially Cash at the Castle. Probably because I was at those two and I'm biased, but there was just that level when he came in and interfered in the cost Drew, and then he cost Drew, and then obviously cost Drew again at Money in the Bank with his cash in. But again, yeah, I would agree. Really good part one. Definitely going to get a rematch. I hope it's soon. This is. I sent this message to my friend. I think in the last 3 or 4 months, 2 or 3 stars have elevated to another level. Drew McIntyre, this is the best run of his career since January, since he injured Punk, literally since he injured Punk, probably even just before that, when he was getting to this half heel, half babyface character, where he was, actually he wasn't doing anything wrong, but he was becoming a heel because of what he was saying, and he wasn't saying anything wrong. He was like, why am I going to be friends with Jey Uso? And after he did this and all of that, he did this, and he's come in. I think the Punk level stuff has made him. He is better on the mic. He says the HBK the slowest W123 can. That is very true. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, I think, is one of them. So again, moving on to the penultimate match, the next person I think that has gone up a level since his cash-in is Damian Priest. I'm a big Damian Priest fan. I have to say, I like his music, I like his look, I like his story. There's a documentary I think is coming out soon about how he was homeless and stuff, which I'm really intrigued to watch. I've read bits and pieces about it, but I think Damian Priest, first one when he cashed it in, amazing moment. It is a shame the ref cam didn't work. I like the idea of the ref cam. It's better than fan cam Sky had years ago. Whatever they had, Sky fan cam they had in the Premier League, that was terrible. But this cam could work, and you get some really interesting stuff. And I suspect it will be here to stay. But I think I'm assuming it's just not working. Or threw it off for some reason. But I don't know if he threw it off when obviously he got a GTS, didn't he? But back to Damian Priest. Damian Priest, definitely the most. I think WrestleMania. He was going to cash in. Amazing moment. Amazing moment. One of my favorite moments of many moments from WrestleMania 40. But the fact that he has had a solid match with Jey Uso and solid match with Seth, even with the interference, and I think, and then a great match with Drew in the main event of Clash of the Castle. I think he's gone from strength to strength to strength. He has got over slowly as a babyface, and it's a thing. Perfect timing. I like his slow turn into a babyface. I think it's been brilliant. It doesn't always have to be that instant, oh my God, someone's turned babyface, someone's turned on their thing. I think it's been a brilliant slow turn from Damian Priest. He's got more and more popular. Me and a few friends and Talia that went to were like 5 of the only 10,000 people in Scotland that were supporting Damian Priest, and we absolutely love it. Some of Drew's chat in the build-up, it was great. So I think Drew McIntyre, Nia Jax probably, Damian Priest, and there was one other I had in my head that has gone, I think, to another level. Getting messages left, right, and centre that have nothing to do with wrestling, so I'm going to silence those. And I think slow turn into babyface has been really good. He's got over now, and I have to say again, if you go and watch it again, when he gets out of the first sleeper, the pop was humongous for Damian Priest. When he got out of the first sleeper, got a thing, obviously reached to grab Finn. Now, this Finn thing, I was thinking, I was at Money in the Bank once in a lifetime, front row seats, and Damian Priest cost Finn Balor the title because his music came to cash in. When Finn had a title shot against Seth Rollins last year at Money in the Bank in London, he cost him it. Then again at SummerSlam, they were mucking around, throwing money in the briefcase. Then ended up getting a curb stomp, whatever it's called now. On Finn Balor ended up getting. I think there's a slow build, and obviously they've been hinting at it on Raw. Judgment Day's got excellent. Obviously, the Judgment Day has imploded now, and we'll see what will happen tonight on Raw. We'll see tomorrow morning if you're in the UK. But I really think there's some mileage in now this whole situation. Damian Priest is a well over babyface. He's good in the ring. He's good on the mic. He's got a character. He's got good theme music. I know I keep going on about his theme music, but I really do like Damian Priest's theme music. And you've got another babyface there in the mix. So I think it was always going to be Gunther, wasn't it? He was always going to win. Gunther doesn't lose. He's only lost. Someone said, someone's going to correct me, hopefully in the chat. Ilya Dragunov he lost to in NXT, and obviously he lost to Sami Zayn. And I think that's the only 2 pinfall victories he's had in WWE, one in NXT, one in that. He must have lost more than once in NXT, did he? Hello, a fellow YouTuber. Oh my God, Mal, you should absolutely get back into wrestling. It's ask the group, ask Dave. I've had a few people who've kind of lapsed fans kind of saying, oh, Braun Breaker beat Gunther. That is interesting. Oh, interesting. So Ilya Dragunov didn't beat him. So Braun Breaker. and Sami Zayn are the only two. So I think, yeah, Gunther was always going to win, and he was there. But the way they did it, I think was cool. Okay. So from the UK, so the Discovery app has Raw and SmackDown every week. If you don't want to get BT, there's a question in there about how to get the best streaming service. The other alternative is to just illegally watch it for the next few months, and then every single thing in WWE is going to be on Netflix from January the 1st. So Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Battery issue for Seth and his fan game. So I would say Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all of the monthly pay-per-views, as you will know it, now they're called premium live events. So Royal Rumble, from Royal Rumble onwards, January, it's all going to be on Netflix. And Netflix have done a $5 billion deal with WWE. So in the UK, we are one of the lucky countries. We get everything. So yes, so for anyone looking to get back into it, I would say is get WWE Network. It's £10 a month for the next. I promise you, Triple H. I don't work for WWE. Triple H doesn't pay me anything for these videos. But get WWE Network for the next 3 or 4 months. Catch up on stuff because it's got all of the events ever in WWE history. You can go back and watch Attitude Era stuff for the next 3-4 months. Catch clips on YouTube of SmackDown and Raw. Again, historic stuff on there. And then you can, from the 1st of Jan, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but the 1st of Jan, everything goes on Netflix, WWE. So it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, every event, all of the back catalogue, all in one streaming platform, which is a very good, it's, I think, aesthetically and user friendliness, Netflix is the best streaming platform. So everything goes in there. So those are my tips for that. So Gunther is the new world heavyweight champion. And any predictions on how many days he's going to be holding this? They said on commentary he held the NXT UK championship for like 800 days or something stupid like that. And then was that what it was? And then he held obviously we know the Intercontinental Championship for about 600 plus days. It was longer than Roman Reigns, but I will not hear any words said about Roman Reigns and the greatest title reign ever. And speaking of Roman Reigns, so we got Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in the main event, which the night before was made Bloodline rules. And I'm just going to go and get myself. Oh no, I've got a drink here. Switch the light on. That's better. So you can see my Bailey t-shirt as well, which I got in Scotland. So yeah, the night before SmackDown, I think this made the match a lot more interesting. They made it Bloodline rules because I don't think it was the most look forward to match on the card. It was terrible, but I don't think Solo is credible as a main event challenger at a major WWE pay-per-view. I think if this was a Money in the Money in the Bank Clash the Castle sort of challenge, I think okay, you're that. But obviously, it did lead to a return. So solid match, not a terrible match at all. Cody's solid. Solo's good in the ring. I think it was good. No interference until Tangaloa with his eye patch and his messing up of moves as usual. Came in, attacked them. And then we interesting, just before we got the bit with Arn Anderson, who is now back, obviously, with WWE, good friend of Cody, Cody's mentor, I think, mentor, Arn Anderson. I remember him from the Brainbusters days in WWE. And he gave a little pep talk saying, I've spoken, 2 of your friends are on the way, and so we assumed, I read that as Kevin Owens and Randy Orton were going to return, which they did, took out those 2 and obviously did the beat back, so they're back in the crowd. Obviously, Jacob Fatu was then going to interfere at some point, which he did. And I'm not going to tire of saying how good is Jacob Fatu. He is ridiculous. And I know people will tell me I don't watch enough wrestling outside of WWE, but there's a lot of wrestling to watch inside of WWE, and I have to do other stuff like have a normal job as well. But I think Jacob Fatu is, I'm glad I didn't know anything about him. I think his whisper in the wind, or whatever you want to call it, off the top that he can do, going through the table and that, and then doing the business with Cody Rhodes, putting him for a table, and then a bit back and forth between Cody and Solo, and an amazing Cody cutter off the top rope, both men down, and then he returns. Obviously, there were rumors, but it was just rumors, and I thought we might get Jimmy. I thought Jay might interfere. We didn't get any of that. but we got the OTC, the original tribal chief, is back with a humongous pop. And then the pop when he loaded up the Superman punch and hit Solo was ridiculous. It's funny, isn't it, how he is now the babyface Vince McMahon always pushed him to be at WrestleMania 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and never got thing. Yeah, absolutely, entrance and a babyface. Yeah, the work, the entrance, and the thing. Yeah, the work. Yes, so for me, the selling, Jacob Fatu selling the leg injury, so he couldn't get involved. So he actually has not had a on-screen involvement yet with Roman Reigns, and he then couldn't get involved in his leg going. And people genuinely like, oh, is he injured? I don't. I'm assuming he's not genuinely injured, Jacob Fatu, because like, oh, should he have been part of the should he have been part of the match again or whatever it was? But I don't think that was the case. But I don't know. So yeah, get that. Roman Reigns comes back, humongous pop, Superman punch, spear on Solo. Cody Crossroads retains the title, which I think we always knew was going to happen. I didn't think Solo really had a chance unless there was going to be a huge swerve and Roman came back and took out Cody and acknowledged Solo as a tribal chief. I can't think. Yeah, that's an interesting point. No more Judgment Day. Carlito's going to get more PS5 time now. Is Carlito going to get a PS5 because Liv Morgan burnt it or broke it or whatever? I think there's so much. I think there were so many storylines that were concluded or taken further, and there's so much to come. It's the most I've been looking forward to both Raw and SmackDown for a while. So if you think about Raw tonight, you've got the Liv, Dom, Rhea situation, which also you've got then the Gunther new champion, Finn and Damian Priest situation. But ultimately, what does that mean for the Judgment Day? Is it no more Judgment Day? Talia said, does Liv Morgan now join and lead the Judgment Day because she's with Dom? We assume, is Dom still with Finn? You've obviously got JD McDonough and Carlito hanging around. What's going to happen with the Judgment Day? So you've got all of that situation. Plus you've got CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, the next steps in that. You've got the Wyatt Six and the debut of the thing. Yeah, I think Finn and Liv are working together. I thought that. Although there was that dodgy thing with the hotel room key. And yeah, just confirming that the WWE is the best it's been in ages. Restart that shizzle. Absolutely. I would, obviously, people on this chat, anyone watching this, watch that. Yeah, watch it. Absolutely. I would get anyone into it. And if anyone needs some tips of what to watch in the last 3 or 4 years, I'm sure people in this chat or people watching this, or I can tell you, check this out. But the Bloodline storyline, probably from September 2020, I think there's still a playlist on that WWE have left up on YouTube, which is like 2 hours of Bloodline storyline and matches and stuff like that. That is probably the place to start, I would say, if you want to get back into it. I think, Finn and so you've got that and the Wyatt Six, and then you've got debut of the Wyatt Six as well. So that's all just Raw. That's just Raw. And then you've got SmackDown, and it does look like Roman Reigns is going to be appearing on SmackDown. Cody's got to find another challenger. I'm assuming Bianca Belair is going to get into thoughts on Hulk Hogan's Trump-mania speech. Could Hulk Hogan get any worse? Again, if you've watched 1 and 2 of my videos on this channel, you will know my thoughts on Hollywood Hulk Hogan and just on him in general, and the biggest asshole in wrestling, and that's being polite. He is, Hulk Hogan at Trump's thing was hilarious. I mean, it was quite pathetic, and to be fair, that's when, I'm not going to start getting into American politics because that's a different audience, but that was when Trump was on his high. Biden was still running. They had a chance then. And since that point onwards, Biden dropped out 2 days later, and things aren't looking so good for Donald Trump. So, yeah, it was something. And yeah, exactly. I did not think it was real. It was literally, he just hulked up. For those who haven't seen it, he literally hulked up and said, "What you're gonna do?" And they went crazy, the Republicans. But I'm not sure. Well, we will see. And who knows with Donald Trump, whether that's going to win him the election or not. Yeah, so that, yeah, back to that. SmackDown, Raw, very much looking forward to this week. Roman Reigns does look like he's returning. We've got to see. I mean, like, yeah, Gunther versus Dragunov in Germany. This is it. So we have Bash in Berlin coming up in now less than 4 weeks' time. I have no doubt that Gunther will headline, even though Gunther's not German. He wrestled in Germany for a long time. He's popular in Germany. He's Austrian. I suspect Gunther will headline against someone. I would, yeah. See, I've just got a message to say, come and get the cat. Hold on, viewers. I will be back because I want to talk about Bash in Berlin and I want to talk about that. Please, I wish I had a sign here to say, hold on, pause, back in 1 minute. I'm back with a friend who's causing problems. Thank you for staying for that. This is Blue, who, again, if you watched any of the previous videos on his channel, you have already met. You know that he likes to punch me in the face. Yes, Bash in Berlin in just under 4 weeks. I suspect, as I said, Gunther will headline, defending his World Heavyweight Championship. Ilya Dragunov is a good shout. Sweet chin paw. He absolutely does have a sweet chin paw. That cat, he's now drinking his water, looking suspicious in the background. He may well appear. Hopefully I'll see it coming. What's that saying? Yeah, saying to Roger Weeks, Finn and Liv. She's got the tag team. She did get them tag team gold. That's the other thing. Judgment Day have still got the tag team gold as well. I lose track with these things. But yeah, very much tag team gold. So that's interesting. So yeah, so there's a few people who have. Jey Uso hasn't had a PLE match since Backlash. Oh, I mean, okay, he's on Money in the Bank. That's a lie. So he's had that. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill mucking around with these tag team titles thing. I'm guessing at one point one's gonna turn heel. And Bianca Belair, do you know, watching her match on SmackDown just reminded how good Bianca Belair is. She is, I think she's up there with the best male or female wrestlers in WWE. Mike, character, all of that. Obviously, all of the outside of work stuff, outside of wrestling stuff she does, as in like charity stuff and supporting the community stuff and all of that. She's so good. And again, and I get it, you have to keep people out of the title picture for a while. But I feel like she could do with a bit more of a prominent role. Dominic choosing Liv makes sense. Finally on his dad. Yeah. Carlito. See, this is Mal, if you're still there, only cool stuff. This is why you need to get back into WWE, because one of the highlights, many highlights of the last week has been Carlito and his PS5 and was it chicken fingers or something, chicken, whatever they call it in America, isn't it? It's like, I assume it's like chicken nuggets or something like that, chicken dippers or something like that, that she was getting the boys to keep them all sweet. But I think, yeah, so maybe then there is a new Judgment Day. It's Liv, Carlito, JD McDonough, and Finn as tag team champions. Yeah, and you've got a good match on that. I mean, Finn versus Damian Priest should be good when that happens, if they hold that off. But yeah, Bash in Berlin should be good. I think the crowd will be amazing in Berlin. I remember years ago, so before this whole WWE started going international all the time, they did something, or I saw something, or a live event in Germany. I've never went to it. I've never been to Germany, but I just remember seeing how loud the crowd was, and they were saying outside of the US, Canada, and the UK, the next biggest market for WWE was Germany in terms of its popularity. So, and the fact they've never had a pay-per-view there, they've had it, especially in the last few years, with having it all around Europe, all around the world. I think will be really big. I think it'll be really, really big event, as in big, loud crowd, as we've had with these international pay-per-views. About 45 minutes. I probably should leave it there. So anyone remotely resembling Big Papa Pump, he was a legend. Oh, it's funny you say that, Mal. So Big Papa Pump was actually sitting in the Legends box, and his nephew is now a rising star he's just become. So his nephew is called Braun Breaker. He's Rick Steiner, the other Steiner brothers' dad, as a kid. And yeah, he is. And now he's just become Intercontinental Champion. He beat Sami Zayn at SummerSlam a day and a half ago. And he's just become a thing. And he is really, really good. He resembles him. He's big, but I would say he's probably a better athlete. Scott Steiner. I just remember Scott Steiner's kissing his muscles. And I remember Scott Steiner in the Steiner brothers being the more athletic one. And I can't even remember that Scott Steiner as an actual wrestler. I remember him as a character. And of course, I remember Big Papa Pump. And I remember Steiner Maths. Chainmail. Priest is chasing both Finn and Dom and will want a rematch. Busy man. Oh, yeah, exactly. Finn and Dom and will want a rematch. Busy man over the coming weeks. He is indeed. And Priest and Rhea, who I think in real life are genuinely like best friends. They're really good friends. So I'm not sure they're not going to form an alliance, but they will have a natural alliance as well. And they've both been screwed over by the Judgment Day. Yeah, exactly. I think we all remember Scott Steiner as a character, his famous maths video in TNA. But I don't think as a performer, I can't remember much about Scott Steiner. But yeah, his nephew, Braun Breaker, is excellent. He is genuinely freakishly good. He's ridiculously strong, but his speed is obscene. So yeah, he's a rising star. He's just becoming no champion. So I think he'll be there on there. So yeah, there we go. Bash in Berlin in just under 4 weeks. Build up starts no doubt tonight on Raw. Plenty of storylines to be continued. Plenty of new storylines, I assume. Although, do you know what? If it was just rematches from SummerSlam, I would be delighted. Or some of the rematches from SummerSlam. You know, if you had a few of the rematches from SummerSlam, if you had Punk and McIntyre too, maybe with a normal ref, it would be good. Hogan did rip his shirt on stage at the Republican National Convention, whatever they call it, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and he literally did the "What you gonna do when Trumpomania runs wild on you." It was surreal. It's like something that Simpsons would have predicted. It was literally he did full on Hulk Hogan. But this Hulk Hogan, isn't it? So that is not as surprising. Exactly. 70-year-old man doing this. 70-year-old man. One racist endorsing another racist. And it was Hulk Hogan. And do you know what? I always find it, my last point of this video is just the reactions to Hulk Hogan at the WrestleManias that I've been to. WrestleMania 35 in New York, he came out, Alexa Bliss introduced him right at the beginning, and obviously got a good amount of cheers, but there was quite a lot of boos. In Texas, I can't remember if he came up on screen or something like that. Pretty, or maybe it was 39, whichever, I can't remember what he appeared. He did something, came up on screen and whatever, he got the boos. But he was not well received in Philadelphia. So he wasn't at WrestleMania, or he wasn't on the show or whatever, but he was at WWE World and he was doing a signings. I think he was doing signings or whatever. And there was pictures of him. But Philadelphia is quite a mixed, to say the least, area of America. And Hulk Hogan was not well received. So it's interesting where you go in America and how Hulk Hogan is received. And there's probably some kind of Venn diagram with Republican support, Trump support, Hogan support, and and where you are in America. There's probably someone who's far more intelligent than me that can draw that and work out by whether you like Hulk Hogan, how you're going to vote, blah, 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 your age, this, that, the other. Anyway, now I'm rambling about Hulk Hogan and Trump, and no one needs to be hearing this on a Monday night, because what you need to do is watch Raw. So I will be watching Raw, and I'll probably do a reaction video to Raw. This live video has been relatively popular, so maybe we'll keep the live video format, or maybe I'll just do a review and then edit it so I can make it less than 50 minutes and 25 seconds. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to end the stream now. Any last questions, predictions for Raw tonight? Anything we think we're going to see? I don't even know. Maybe I'll check quickly now. Have we got a Raw preview on the WWE's Twitter account? I don't know if we have. But let's see if they've said anything that's going to happen. No, their pin tweet is that Roman Reigns is back. They've got a split screen with Liv being heartbroken. Oh my God. Check this out, 46 minutes ago on Twitter. They've just done a split screen of Rhea's face. Rhea's selling was amazing here. Just the selling in the match, but a selling of this situation. It was amazing. And there's a shot that you see as they're walking back, Liv, after they've had their kiss, Liv and Dom, and you can see Rhea's face on the Titantron on the screen in the background. But she's unreal, Liv. Rhea, another thing. Ooh, tonight's first hour of Raw will be commercial free. Not that matters for us unless we're watching it live. We just forward through the commercials. But the first hour will be commercial free, which sense that something big normally is going to happen. You're definitely going to get a big promo segment. I can't see anything else on that list. There's a video from Adam Pearce. Right. On that note, I will love you and leave you. Thank you for watching. And I will speak to you all soon. Enjoy the week. Enjoy Raw and enjoy SmackDown. See you soon.